A letter from Carla, former augur of the Eyes of Smoke. Nikolaj, if you get this letter, it means I am already gone. I don't know to where, but I've left Navarra behind me. And if you're smart, you will too. Why did you join the Eyes of Smoke in the first place? I'm guessing it wasn't for fortune and fame. I joined because I wanted things to be better. I thought knowing the shape of what's to come might let me help others. Give warnings, stop wars, prevent disasters. The augurs used to lend a hand in shaping a better world. And maybe they still could if it weren't for Sophina Laurentis. Archsybil Sophina says everything that has happened was going to happen, was destined to happen, and that we're doing our part to protect the world not by making it better, but by ensuring that history proceeds as planned, that the story unfurls just as it ought. Except I'm not sure Sophina has ever read a story in her life. Those shelves of books in her office collect dust, untouched. She has no agenda, no guiding principles. She simply wants to be in charge because being in charge is the thing to be. Everything she says and everything she does originates from that one rule: power for power's sake. Get out, Nikolaj. Take the Legion with you if you must. But Navarra is no place to be. Either when Sophina crowns herself queen, or when her castle tumbles down. That was my turn. I think it's Devin's turn.
Yeah, It's Devin's next.
Okay. Cool. So I know what I want the scene to be, but I don't know what I want to get out of it. So I want to y'all to help me with the pitch. Mm-hmm. I want to go to the Senate during a Senate hearing as Kael. I want to see the Senate doing Senate shit.
I like that.
I especially want to do it to not spy on Weigraf and Sophina, but listen to them talk about their opinions about what, the city should be doing.
Yeah.
And so obviously Weigraf and Sophina are there.
Uh-huh. Oh, can we do a senatorial debate?
Yeah.
Yes.
About something stupid. Something so vapid.
I mean, we've been taking a lot of Crisis.
Okay,
I'd like to take a crossover. Or a crossroads.
Are you suggesting we partake in an animated disagreement?
Uh-huh.
Is that a mechanic?
Welcome to all the games from Firebrands, yeah.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, spectacular.
Right. We'd have to hack it because we want to have more than one side, I think, or more than two sides.
I'll play Sophina. Weigraf and Sophina could be arguing while Kael watches.
That's true. Yeah, I like that. I was going to suggest that we could have Vaughn in here.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Hell yeah.
I guess the question is Kael one of the people disagreeing, or are they just?
That's what I was going to ask. Is Kael has a certain position, but I don't know if somebody at the Senate would like invite them to participate.
I would love.
They're a lorekeeper.
Actually, Kael versus Sophina.
Yeah. Did someone bring in Kael as almost like an expert consultant?
Yeah.
I have history on my side.
And I'm kind of like a lawyer. Kind of.
Yes.
Yeah, you're a lawyer.
You're a lawyer's expert.
Okay.
Is this to do with like...
Yeah, it's got to do with the like mass egress, right?
Well,
in some way.
So there could be a bunch of shit that Sophina's been throwing at fans.
Here's the thing. Sophina wants people out of here. Sophina hates refugees.
Yeah, so it could be, we haven't really seen that on screen. Maybe it's like a debate about God. That just the words coming out of my mouth feel so dirty. It's a debate about whether or not the refugees have, rights.
I was thinking whether or not they just kick them out of the city.
Yeah.
I was going to go further than that.
Yeah.
Like, do we just evict them?
The gates are open. Let's just get them out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Kael, I think actually Kael is a really good representation of like, no, we all need to cling together.
Yeah, that's kind of their whole thing.
Letting people go their separate ways is a really bad idea at this moment in history.
Yeah,
Devin,
and also a lot of Kael's people like lost their fucking homeland. Like it went into the sky.
Absolutely, it did do that. Yes.
Oh, this is great. Weigraf brought Kael in. They're old friends.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But I also imagine that a ton of the refugees are Iliander.
We hung out. We met in debate class.
This has been established.
Yes.
Or something about debating them.
Yeah.
So we have set up an animated disagreement, which is one of the scenes from a game called Mobile Frame Zero Firebrands by D. Vincent Baker and Magui Baker. You might have also seen it or a version of it in The King is Dead, another game by the same creators, or one of the many other great Firebrand-alike games that are out there. In this scene, two parties conduct a public debate with questions asked by everyone else. Devin will be playing the Legion lorekeeper and subject matter expert Kael Osier. Gavin will be playing Senator Sophina Laurentis. I think this is just in the middle of the day at the Senate. I think, honestly, only a third of the senators are actually present. Lots of them are either on break or in their office or just off doing something else. And a lot of the people that are here are talking amongst themselves or reading the broadsheets rather than paying close attention, with the two of you at the podiums on the Senate floor.
Okay, so I'm brought in as like an honorary senator, temporary senator.
Kind of, yeah, absolutely.
A deputy or an expert.
Yeah,
junior speaker,
like
Kael.
If Sophina had her way, it would just be no. Let's get rid of him, and bangs a gavel, and it happens. And so, like, you are here because Weigraf is like, you legitimately care a lot more about this. I'm devoted to the citizenry, not these people that your Legion have brought here. Like, I care. Like, it would be great if we could take care of them, but
okay.
That's my feeling.
Yeah.
So everyone plays. We've decided what the matter of the disagreement is, where we're holding the discussion. We're in the Senate chambers. What do you notice about each other? What have you heard?
So we haven't really had Kael and Sophina interact.
I don't think so. No. Well, yeah. Sophina made that really bratty visit to tour the Legion.
Well, I think maybe something that Sophina would see upon arriving at the Senate building is Kael outside the Senate building talking to protesters.
Oh, very good. Very good. What is Kael's countenance?
Just like talking to people, listening to their stories about like why they're here, what they believe in. Like they're probably refugees that are like trying to get the city to do something.
Probably to not let them get kicked out. Sophina looks like night and day to when we first met her. She is all back straight, hands behind her back, cold face, eyes ahead, just like the perfect homunculus of what a senator should look like when at the podium.
Is she by herself?
I think her small group of sympathizer senator. I don't think. Here's a question, I guess. Do we think that civilians are allowed... Civilians. Do we think that citizens are allowed in the Senate Hall? Because they're not allowed in America.
I think that the Senate Hall is built with like a viewing gallery up above it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And that they're forced to allow any members of the citizenry who want through there. But nobody tries anything because Serikali is the whip of the Senate and she would just destroy them.
Also, there's probably bureaucracy where you have to like get a pass and put your name down on a list and
get
like,
patted down.
Right.
Sure. Matthew, where do you think Serikali is as this goes on?
Where she always is. She's going to be standing to the left and behind the speaker's seat.
Excellent. You and your partner each state your position. Everyone else takes the part of the audience, real or imaginary. The other three of us will take the parts of other senators proposing positions. Sophina, what is your position?
We need to remove these refugees post haste.
Kael Osier, what is your position?
The people of Sel Shalel are stronger together. Instead of pushing each other apart, we should be uniting to live.
During the discussion, anyone can ask for details about the setting, occasion, and circumstances. The audience conducts the discussion. Audience members, you take turns posing challenges to the position holders. Both position holders must answer each challenge. You decide who goes first or let one of them volunteer. Once both of them have answered, award one vote to the one who you think gave the best answer. You have to choose. If either position holder goes on too long, you can cut them off, hoots and boos optional, and award one vote to their counterpart, or else just ask them to kindly wrap up. They are absolutely not allowed to interrupt or rebut one another. If either position holder interrupts the other or tries to get in a rebuttal when it's not their turn to answer, cut them off at once and award one vote to their counterpart. After 3 challenges, we will compare votes. Whatever proportion of votes they hold, they can be confident that if they are forced to commit, the proportion of their audience, real in this case, would side with them. Who would like to present the first challenge? I'll be happy to go.
Go for it.
My challenge to both parties is please explain how your position is the most urgent and expedient. I'll call on Kael Osier to answer first.
The reason it's most urgent or expedient? Well, the never is at our doorstep. If we were to push people away from the city, we would be pushing them into the arms of ruin and whisper, likely adding to their forces. What you propose to do by evicting the citizens is grim and will be a knife in our own back.
Senator Sophina?
My fellow senators, there are a number of threats within these refugees. A great portion of them are known to be hexed and waiting to be activated at any moment. They are hoarding resources that we need, that they are not distributing, that they are not giving over. And the ones who do not have resources have been committing all sorts of crimes. There's chaos in the streets, bread being stolen. The best solution we have is to just get rid of them all. We don't have to worry about any hexed in our midst if we get rid of them. We don't have to worry about where these resources that they're hoarding are going because we will have them. And we will not have to worry about the crime that they are committing every day, right now as we speak, because they will be gone.
And a number of the senators in attendance begin nervously clapping, giving a vote to Senator Sophina.
I have one.
Matthew, present the next challenge.
Serikali's eyes open up. As I mentioned last time, here in the Capitol, and here in the Senate especially, her eyes are so bright they're burning. It's like looking at a midday sun. She turns towards Sophina. Does Sophina meet Serikali's eyes, Gavin?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, that'll be interesting for this question then. Please explain how your position is the most just and equitable, asks the chosen of justice.
And very calmly and confidently, Sophina, maintaining eye contact with Serikali the whole time, says, "There are invaders within the walls, bound to whisper, already causing havoc. I have the graphs. The just thing to do is to get rid of them."
Kael.
When we speak of justice, are we speaking of justice for the world or justice for the people of Novara? I can understand, even though I vehemently disagree, that there may be dangers nested within the refugees, but it is not just towards the people of the world to put up walls, to lock our doors, and say, good luck out there. The Never wants to destroy everything that we've built. And if we don't work together to reinforce what we have left, we will be scattered and we will all suffer. Is it just to cast people out to protect ourselves? Is it equitable to cast people out?
Serikali's eyes close, and a point is awarded to Kael.
I think Kael got a little bit flustered in that too. Like, I don't think that was just me, Devin, getting flustered.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
You're debating somebody who's saying that people shouldn't have rights. Like, why is this even a debate?
Yeah. Kael is like, I can't believe we're even arguing
Here's
about
the
this.
thing. Sometimes the government thinks that people shouldn't have rights.
Yeah.
Rocked Pikachu face.
There would be cries of support from the protesters, but none of them were let inside the building.
That is true. That's absolutely true.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably somebody relaying it, so like slightly delayed.
Yeah.
There's a wave of outside.
Yeah.
Outside a muffled.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Great.
Kris, the last challenge is yours.
Okay. Third one. Oh boy, is this the tiebreaker?
Kris,
Okay,
I have to
let's
point
see.
out, Matthew and I picked very sensible questions.
You sure? I'm. Personal attacks is not.
That was where my
not
eye
going
went.
You go to form slogans are good too. Like
Personal attack. Personal attack.
Has Kael ever personally attacked someone?
I feel like if there was a person to personally attack, it would be Sophina.
That's probably true.
I mean, Kael definitely teases people.
Also, Brendan, mission accomplished to get Kael actually mad, which I believe is something you said you wanted to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Truly. Yeah, maybe it's like a I think with the tiebreaker thing, it's just like there's some senator, because like the few that are here like already look bored out of their minds, right?
Or
Yeah.
well, at this point, like Serikali opened her eyes. This is some shit.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. Right.
Like there's a version of this where this is almost a foregone conclusion, and you're just having fun with it. But I tease, but I want you to pick the option you think will be the most interesting.
Because I'm between the slogan one or you know what? It's like the one I want to ask it, so I'm just going to ask it. Please explain how your position best serves the neglected interests of the underprivileged. I like the idea that they're just all like everyone's just asking Sophina first, because it's just like Senator will begin.
The poor merchants that have been gracefully supplying us with food and whatnot through this terrible siege are under threat by these thieves and these hexed, and it's just such a shame that the refugees have chosen to withhold the much needed resources that we need as a city to survive. And if we were able to take and redistribute and remove these criminals from the streets, we would serve the interests of those poor merchants who have served us so well in these trying times.
Lorekeeper Osier.
Find it hard to believe that these merchants were neglected. The reason why many people, both those that are citizens of Novara and those who come here seeking refuge, are poor and neglected is because of allocation of resources. Yes, the refugees might have resources that they picked up along their travels, but this was for survival. You're asking them to give up the bread on their table so that they may be welcomed into your city, when you could just welcome them into your city and share the bread. If we all pooled together our resources and figured out a more just and equitable way to distribute them, then we will all be stronger and healthier for it. The more we become insular, the more we will become covetous. And avarice leads to war. And we already have enough war on our doorstep.
Mumble, there's a lot of war at the doorstep.
I mean, they are speaking as somebody from the army.
Yeah. No, the mumble. There is a lot of war at our doorstep.
Yeah. If there was going to be a person, I guess I'll talk about ifs after the coins awarded.
Yeah, I think the point goes to Kael because, we don't need more war inside. Yeah. They kind of made it sound like.
And something that I wanted to include in that I didn't say was I want to be fully transparent here. I do have bias in this matter, but many of the people out there beyond the walls protesting in the streets are people from my homeland, people that were not only forcefully ejected from their homes, but their homes no longer exist on the map. What if that was us? What if that was you? What if that was Novara? I think this is once people are already starting to get on Kael's side, they start getting back into lorekeeper mode and continuing to I don't know if bloviate is the right word, but
whoever
take advantage of the social capital that they gained.
Yeah, holding this card is just banging whatever gavel, just your point's been made.
Mm-hmm.
You got the point. Was it best of 3?
It was. Yep. Absolutely.
Wow.
I think if you had chosen the personal attack one, Sophina would call Kael a hypocrite for being a mercenary and advocating for life.
I would have. I don't know what I would have done if I had to make it a personal attack.
There's so many things you could have said. Didn't you shit your pants in college once in front of everyone?
That's true. That did happen. True.
Yeah.
But no, the Senate sides with Kael.
Oh, damn.
Is there any ending thing that we need to do?
You pick Crisis or Crossroads.
Okay.
It sounds
this is where I was
if Kael won, it's a Crossroads, but
I mean that's up to Devin, but I would agree.
Yeah, because I was trying to figure out how we connected this to the whole Udette taking people with her thing, because that was technically what.
Maybe it might have seemed to a lot of people in the refugee camp that they wouldn't be allowed to stay here, so they might as well leave. And when people see a lot of people leaving, they tend to leave.
I feel in the show version of this is a real, this feels like a pivot point towards unity, not merely for the Legion, but for the city writ large.
Yeah. Well, I think Kael was advocating for unity for people at large.
Those are the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it depends if you count never as people.
City's got people in them.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I'll take Crossroads.
Okay. Margaret Crossroads.
I think at least Kael got a platform for unity.
Absolutely.
And
100%.
that is definitely a push towards something.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, mark that down. You can also, if you so desire, use your touchstone ability.
Yeah.
You've already marked no a no preference.
Yeah. But like I can also just narrate how people are feeling.
Sure. But I mean that could just be as easy as like more people agree with Kael than did before Kael went inside.
Yeah, but don't I technically have only authorship of the opinions of the kingdom, aka the Legion?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, but maybe there are legionnaires in those protesters.
Yeah, I mean, they're
Yeah, in the same way there was like a runner from inside the Senate hearing to outside, like people from the Legion run back to camp. They're just like, wow.
Yeah, and also Argyle was probably watching. So.
Always.
Yeah, so I think there is a little bit more like, wait, why are we doing this kind of vibes amongst the Legionnaires of like, I mean, we
Is there like a swath of people that like embrace Kael as Kael emerges from the Senate chamber and descends the steps?
Like, embrace how?
Like, congratulate, slap on the shoulder, shake hands, follow, want to hear what Kael says.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they do that obnoxious fucking thing that they do where they just walk out into a crowd and they start listening to people and then they like start walking with a crowd and everybody's talking and it probably ends up somewhere and then turns into a party.
Yeah, a couple of spies watching, take note, and report back.
I don't know why Kael is also Dionysus, but they kind of are.
I know.
I guess I'm going to have to go with Plan C for Sophina.
Well, yeah, Gavin, reaction.
I think she's in her office and she's tearing it up. She flips her desk and yells at her secretary to pick it up.
Kael's first enemy.
Kris, reaction.
I think it's Dorado talking to Lady Yasuko, working out like I think seeing if the like kind of anticipating that there might be some retaliatory attacks against the refugee camp in the light of this, and trying to work out like we'll help guard the refugee camp. Working out that kind of like, I guess, contract for a bit.
Is that a power move?
Ooh, I could make that an order. Yeah, I'm gonna make that an order. Until the refugees are like settled, in the city of Navarra. Yeah, we'll have legionnaires will be assigned to guard them.
Cool. Add that to the sheet. Matthew, reaction.
Azar was in the crowd on the upper level because, of course, he could get in. And when Sophina stared into Serikali's eyes and said there were hexed that had been let into the city, his eye went wide. And later that night, he meets with Lark and with Samnail, and he gives an order, which is, find me proof that Sophina let hexed into the city.
Oh. Yep. Okay. We see Kael descending the steps, and yet simultaneously we see Sophina destroying her office. And we see Leer, who is this swarthy, silent spy, reporting back to Weigraf in Weigraf's office. And I think the scene is like Weigraf is like examining some reports and looks up, and Leer is simply there and using the same the same sign language that we've seen Lark use. Leer signs to Weigraf, and Weigraf's expression darkens. And Weigraf, as a perspective, makes the prediction that if the Legion does not allow its members to leave if they wish, the command staff for the Legion, as we know it, will suffer.
Suffer. Can we get more specific there?
Yeah.
Is it allowed to be that vague?
The command staff for the Legion, as we know it, will suffer losses.
Somebody's getting assassinated.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Gavin, it's your turn.
Also, Gavin, good job. You had a terrible task that last round.
Mhm.
I've been studying for this job my whole life. It is something that I am not allowed to ignore.
Yeah, I recognize that the odds were against you, though.
Mhm. Honestly, I am surprised that you won.
Whoa.
Just knowing what kind of season we're going for. But
Look.
anyway.
Sometimes sometimes the face wins.
Sometimes you ask good questions instead of like, can you make a slogan?
Yeah.
And sometimes you want the other fascist to win.
Oh boy.
And also, I don't know. Kael's made enemies because of this, so it's not going to be a full win.
I think, yeah. Well, since nobody asked me what my slogan was going to be, this scene is going to be banners start showing up around the city.
Oh boy.
And like banners and posters and whatnot. And they say, purge the despair.
Ooh.
And the despair is not so coded language for refugees.
Oh, that's good.
They are despair on our society. Purge them.
Though that is not a mechanical thing in any way.
No, I don't even think it's a perspective thing. If the kingdom are bigger, I guess this is more of a reaction scene, though.
No, this is a perfectly fine scene.
Okay, and you know who wants a lot more work now, or who would be willing to hire the Legion to stay here for a bit longer? Refugees.
Yeah.
I want to try and twist this in a way to take Crossroads, because like we're getting jobs from these refugees, but maybe it's still kind of crisis.
I mean,
Well, are you making a Lark scene?
Yeah,
This
should be coded through Lark's perspective.
Okay.
But you're completely within your reason to say, yeah, Kigashi and the other like refugees with influence band together in some fashion.
Yeah,
Like
I think
that could be a thing.
there's like a growing divide being manufactured. Whether that manufacturing is working or not is another story. And this is giving the Legion a lot of reason to stick together. So I'm going to take Crossroads.
Okay.
Because like if you leave the Legion, you're just a refugee. Unless you have another organization to fall into.
Sure.
Mm.
Kris, reaction.
I think it's Dorado tearing down some of these banners.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I have an order here, though.
Matthew, reaction.
Nothing here.
Weigraf, studying one of the posters that's been brought to him. Prediction. If yes, Legionnaire veterans will bolster the refugees' ranks. Devin, reaction.
I think Kael has invited a bunch of the refugees to the fire tonight. And they're mingling with Legionnaires and talking about all their various experiences traveling, because they've been traveling as well.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
And, a lot of them were traveling with us, but
Matthew?
I want to change my not having a reaction scene. Devin just reminded me that we've been traveling with many of these refugees for a long time. I think that Azar performs a wedding ceremony for a member of the Legion and somebody from the refugees.
whoa.
Ah.
Do we have a name here? And is it Ashling?
No. Ashling's one love is the sea.
That's their one hate.
One love, one hate, same thing.
Ashling voice, what's the difference?
Ashley would be the type of person that people would have crushes on them and he wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What if the Legionnaire getting married is Masha, because she's got Cantor and Whistler, and I like the idea that like sometimes on mission she just like
Yes.
whistle into the distance like what are you who what, and she's like talking to someone in
Oh,
the
man.
Legion in the refugee
That's really
camp.
interesting because she's also Mitzrayim.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Oh my god. Azar marrying to Mitzrayim in the midst of all this.
Uh-huh. Oh, God. I wanted to do this as a nice thing, but now Azar's going to use this. God, he sucks.
Yes, I do, Matthew.
This is the character
Oh,
you
no, he's
chose.
sticking to me.
Yeah, it's Masha and some other nice lady, and they're smashing the wine cup together, holding hands.
Oh, you know what?
Uh-huh.
Oh, God. Yeah, Azar invited Mordecai back.
Oh, absolutely.
Invited Mordecai back to like basically try to, get his advice on this, and on the table waiting for him is the second song that Lark stole.
Oh my
Aha.
god.
Yes.
Good.
I don't know how much overlap there is between all of these parties, but I think there's some like wild fucking like druid shit happening with all the Ilianders.
Let me tell you, there is a 100% overlap.
Okay.
This Venn diagram is a circle.
Yeah, it's just for the reception.
God.
Yeah. I mean, Kael got all pumped up from the Senate meeting. Like, they're not going to sleep for the next 20 hours, probably.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right. Everyone give me a rookie scene at this reception. Gavin.
A rookie scene?
Yeah.
I think Jemma's drinking alone at a table watching everyone dance.
We all want
Kris.
Jemma.
It's true. We do. Bowie does a backflip and a bunch of people are like, ah!
It's only personality trait.
Go.
People are trying to see how many backflips they can do in a row.
33, 34.
34.
We don't have that many named rookies. I'm looking at the list.
You can name a rookie.
It's true. We can name some more. Let's get into the Grinning Ravens.
God.
There's one name there. There's
A lot of the ones we have named haven't really seen play. They just had potential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's Tyre.
I was actually going to go with Yvan, born of Umber. They, he, their gender is shadows.
Fuck.
And I think that they're following around Thar.
Oh no.
Trying to get an opportunity to dance with him.
Oh,
Okay.
buddy.
I was like, oh,
Devin. Scene.
Can it be a soldier?
Yeah.
I kind of like the idea of Rahel and Aoife hanging out, and Aoife convinces her to climb a tree
Damn.
Incredible.
so that they can like sit on a branch and look at the party.
She's
how you
like
know
clinging
it's
to Aoife.
Yeah.
And I think they have like a little bit of a real talk that isn't that fun about the greater political situation, but we don't have to hear that.
You
that
could come with
conversation.
us, sort of thing.
Yeah. And Eva still has like her kind of bloodlust mindset that she had at the other party where she's like, no, I need to step up. I need to be a hero.
Mm-hmm.
And Rahel being like, no, you don't.
OATHSWORN is an actual play podcast created by
Devin Nelson.
Gavin Fregeau.
Kris Allison.
Matthew Guzdial.
and me, Brennan McLeod. All music for the show is created by Devin Nelson. Find it and more at devindecibel.bandcamp.com. Find a link to their music and any of the games that we have played in the podcast description. Follow us at OATHSWORN Pod on Twitter or OATHSWORN on co-host. If you like the show, please consider sharing it with a friend or leaving a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Until next time.